Black Lives Matter has raised over $10 billion. So where did the money go? What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Marquita Show podcast, a podcast where I talk about everything from politics to pop culture and everything in between. And if you are not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Turn on that bell for post notifications so you get notified every single time that I post. Now, a new thing that I'm doing is I'm going to highlight a comment from the comment section on my previous video to show love to you guys. So let's go ahead and roll the comment of the day. And if you would like to be a part of the comment of the day, make sure to leave a comment on this video and you may be featured in the next episode of the Marquita Show. But let's go ahead and get into the video. So I was strolling the internet and I came across an article titled, Black Lives Matter has raised over $10 billion. Where did the money go? Everybody wants to know, right? So if you don't know, Black Lives Matter is an organization that formed several years ago. It is to combat police brutality. You may have seen them doing some peaceful protest, aka rioting and looting. You know, it's all the same. So, you know, peaceful protest, rioting, looting, they're so close together. Why not? You know, they're interchangeable. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, so a lot of people had been giving to them more recently because of them highlighting situations of police brutality, allegedly. The biggest one being George Floyd. After he got killed, several people donated to various organizations and to Black Lives Matter, the organization itself. So they have raised over $10 billion concerning stuff like that. So people want to know, and it's not just us. It's not just black people. Several different people are wondering where the money went. But in the article, they talk about several things. One being that there's kind of like trouble in paradise, whereas the local chapters are getting kind of infuriated with the creators. Now, initially, when Black Lives Matter was formed, there's three ladies. I can't remember their names. Not that important, really. But anyway, the founders, they said when they created the organization, they wanted it to be faceless. When I think of a faceless organization, that means you don't want there to be blame placed on any one particular person. That way, as long as it stays kind of unorganized, there's no way people can bring a formal suit against them. So, of course, with all the rioting and looting, they wouldn't want to be liable. So if you have no founder, you have no face, who are you going to sue? Exactly. So their thing was to, okay, we're going to start this, but we're not taking responsibility for it. We're not the founders. This is just a movement. We didn't really take charge of anything, but now all of a sudden there's money coming in and all of a sudden you got a leader stepping forward and stepping out because you have to have somebody to take care of the organization and how it's structured, right? So now it's starting to become organized and there's questions being about where the money's going because as you may know, there are local chapters of Black Lives Matter which link back to the main organization. So they apparently wrote a letter to the founder or one of the founders. I'm going to read the letter and we're going to talk about it. So let's go ahead and pull it up. Now, this letter is kind of long. I'm just going to, read some of the talking points and just try to give you a gist of what it is. This is, I think, 10 of the local Black Lives Matter chapters. They're addressing the head of the Black Lives Matter organization. And it's titled as, It's Time for Accountability. So we already know what direction this is going to go in. So let's go ahead. It states, it was recently declared that Patrisse Cullors, I guess I'm saying her name right, was appointed the executive director to the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation. Since then, 2 new Black Lives Matter formations have been announced to the public, a Black Lives Matter Political Action Committee and Black Lives Matter Grassroots. BLM Grassroots was allegedly created to support the organizational needs of chapters, separate from the financial functions of BLMGN. We, the undersigned chapters, believe that all of these events occurred without democracy and assert that it is without the knowledge of the majority of Black Lives Matters chapters across the country and world. Let's go down here. It says, in the spirit of transparency, accountability, and responsibility to our community, we believe public accountability has become necessary as a contribution to our collective liberation. We must make clear: 1. Patrice Cullors, as the sole board member of BLMGN, became executive director against the will of most chapters and without their knowledge. The newly announced formation, BLM Grassroots, does not have the support of and was created without consultation with the vast majority of chapters. It says the formation of BLM Grassroots effectively separated the majority of the chapters from BLMGN without their consent and interrupted the active process of accountability that was being established by those chapters. In our experience, chapter organizers have been consistently prevented from establishing financial transparency, collective decision-making, and collaborative on political analysis and vision within BLMGN. For years, there have been inquiry regarding the financial operations of BLMGN and no accountable process of either public or internal transparency about the unknown millions of dollars donated to Black Lives Matter GN, which has certainly increased during the time of pandemic and rebellion. To the best of our knowledge, most chapters have received little to no financial support from BLMGN since the launch in 2013. It was only in the past few months that selected chapters appear to have been invited to apply for a $500,000 grant created with resources generated because of the organizing labor of chapters. This is not the equity and financial accountability we deserve. So I'm not going to read all that. It gets pretty long. But basically, the local chapters are calling out the main chapter. You got millions of dollars. We've got none. They're doing the groundwork. BLM, the main organization, has done nothing. So they're looking for accountability and they're calling them out, rightfully so. People, companies, everyone has donated since the pandemic, since the atmosphere that we are in, and people want to know where the money went to, and it is rightfully so. So, yeah. And I might add that the local chapters are not the only ones that are looking into this. I was actually strolling the internet once again and came across a forum. You may know it, Lipstick Alley. It's just to ignore the name, but I used to be on there all the time. Like, it's like gossip site kind of thing where people like talk in forums, but it's pretty dope. Sometimes you can get some good information, but anyway, shout out to them. But I was on there and they had posted the article about Black Lives Matter receiving all this money, and a lot of people were concerned. A lot of people from the Black community were concerned, and again, rightfully so. They have not created one hospital, one bank, one school. In the initial article that I read, they said they were trying to start a bank, but I know there's a lot of things to go through, jumping through hoops when it comes to forming your own bank. But with all that money, we're really not seeing it. Where is it going? Is it just sitting in a fund, or are you just using it only to bail out people who are rioting and looting? Like, I'm confused. But anyway, so I'm going to read some of the comments and concerns that people had when it came to Black Lives Matter and where this money is going. I think we need to make sure that it is transparent, especially if people are donating and they're expecting a certain outcome. When you donate to Black Lives Matter, I think people were wanting action. Now, me personally, I don't rock with Black Lives Matter. They're a terrorist group. But, I do not support them. I do not endorse anything about them, but I know there's people out there that do support them, and they have good intentions, but their money is just kind of not doing, I guess, what they thought it was supposed to do. So I want to read some of the comments that people were leaving on the site concerning Black Lives Matter and the money that they received. So let's go ahead. Start with this one. It says, LOL, all the sheep really looking like Boo Boo the Fool now. Biden's racist pocketed most of that money. Him and his son Hunter Biden are seasoned scammers. Okay, this is from Hips Don't Lie. Interesting comment, but let's go on to the next one. We have new from the gate. It was BS. MoneyGram. Performative activism. I can agree with that. They really did. I say hustle the people. We were in an atmosphere where, hey, let's donate, let's do something. And people wanted change. People wanted to know what could they do to help. Most of the time, people need money. They gave their money. Hey, it is what it is. Here's another one. I'm sad to say this, but I saw this coming from a mile away. I'm not shocked at all. BLM had no clear mission statement in regards to what they were going to do with the money, and they offered no transparency. I'm glad I donated my coins to grassroots organizations who were providing tangible results around my area. Again, that goes back to charity starts at home. Find something near and dear to your home and help. Because I feel like a lot of these people were genuine in wanting to help, but unfortunately, it looking like they got scammed a little bit. I don't know, a little bit maybe. I don't know. But like she said, she knew from the beginning they had no clear mission statement. They actually do have a mission statement, but I don't rock with their mission statement. It's kind of go to their website. How about that? If they haven't taken it down, go read their mission statement and discern it for yourself and see if you agree with it. Personally, I don't rock with it. Sorry. We got another one here. It says they are scammers, and it pisses me off so bad. Yes, because there are actual people out in the community that are trying to do something, that struggle to find funding, struggle to bring in donations, but yet we have these people who do nothing and get millions of dollars, billions of dollars thrown at them. And it looks like it's just going into the pockets of other people. Okay, who else we got here? I'm going to read a couple more and then that'll be it. Let's see. It says, I'm genuinely concerned that justice movements and being an activist are becoming just about money making and getting famous. That's what it looks like. Almost $11 billion, and all they done is bail out a couple protesters. Where is the rest of the money? And weren't people criticizing celebrities and corporations for donating to more established groups and charities like NAACP and the SPLC? Maybe it's SPLC. I don't know what that stands for. I'm sorry, don't get me, guys. But yeah, I totally agree. Being an activist is like the thing to do if you want clout and if you want to be famous. There's several people that have become famous just because of, oh, I'm an activist. Oh, I do this. They have a viral video. They, all the usual stuff. But yeah, it has been seen to people are just doing it for fame. Sad though. Okay, and this is the last one. I'll be honest. That's a huge amount of money. Folks were really throwing money at these scammers. Dumb people are really bountiful in this nation. I hate to call people dumb. I just think they genuinely wanted to help and they didn't know. So I can't call them dumb for just wanting to help. They were just a little misguided. People were tricked. People get tricked every day. So that's why you have to be careful, where you put your funds. It seems to be all that Black Lives Matter does is riot and loot. We haven't seen anything done with the organization. We haven't seen anything built. Like the previous said, all they've done is bail out criminals. So is this the start? Is this the crumble to BLM? As you know, I think one of the founders demanded a meeting with Biden, of course. They haven't gotten that meeting and probably will not get that meeting. I did a video on that and I'll link it in the cards above so you can click that and go watch that. And yeah, I really want to know your take on this story. Do you agree with Black Lives Matter? Probably not, because you're watching this video and you already know what it is when it comes to Black Lives Matter. But what do you think about them pretty much scamming people out of their money? Do you know anybody that gave, or if you know anything that Black Lives Matter has did besides bail a few people out of jail, let me know in the comments. I would like to hear what it is. If you got any links to the article, any articles about them, let me know down below. Of course, I want to know your thoughts on the whole situation. And don't forget to follow me on my social media. It's all at The Marquita Show: Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Parler, and TikTok. All of that. So, as usual, gotta go. Can't see and talk with y'all forever, even though I love it. I will meet y'all in the comments below. As always, guys, one vibe, one tribe. Deuces.